Hello, everyone. You're welcome to this edition where I will be speaking really about LinkedIn as a platform and how much it has helped scale my career to where it is now. It's a progressive thing, and I believe you would find these sections useful, especially if you're starting just like I did so many years ago. So, on this section specifically, we would be having as a topic securing career advancement and development opportunity with LinkedIn as the focus platform. Before we dive right in, I would be introducing myself, and I would just summarize by saying all of this, or most of it, came because I was strategically positioned on a platform. And I believe in the course of this section, you get to learn some lessons and you scale your uh, brand. When I say brand, I would be referring to your personal brand as the focus points for this conversation, starting here and then scaling progressively as well. For an expected outcome, I would introduce what I call the PCM framework to digital positioning, and the PCM would then be consolidated by ways you can optimize your LinkedIn for opportunities, and we'll end the section with metrics that count. Stay with me. So, I believe that just like I earlier said, your brand is very important, and then your brand recognition is actually a stem out of what you consistently and then authentically uh, present yourself as. There has to be a value before a reception and a perception. So when you are over time giving an impression, giving an identity, this in turn leads to value and influence generated to you as a brand. So going deep and right in, what's the benefit of the PCM? It's basically a value identifier. It also helps to enable trust, trust, and then your recognition as a person. I just for the persons wondering what PCM means, P is for your personality. So that's you. That's you. That's who you have consistently groomed over time to establish an authority in a field or in a niche or in an industry. The elements being, like I said earlier, the values and, of course, your interests and an industry specific. So, what's M? Voila. M is the content, the information you've distributed over a period of time. And for me, I have really been intentional for 5, 6 years of my professional brand and career to give or focus on sort of content. I mean, there are things I like to talk about, but for where you find me, you will not see those kind of stuff. I just tend to avoid it. And there are things you would search, and then these are the things, the constant things I most likely talk about. They are around growth and specifically strategy, product management, and then growth management. So the elements would then be topics, strengths, styles, and yeah, that's about that. But yeah, just to add on as a caveat, your content, yes, it begins from yourself, but at some point it goes beyond your convenience. It goes into the convenience of the persons who are going to be reading your users. So there are times and modes you have to be really flexible with the kind of content you're generating. I most times began with short tail content, went back to long tail, went back to video content, and then graphics. I mean, a mix of these things. The time, it's everything all together to distribute the information you want to establish yourself as an authority in. What's that final bit in the PCM, the medium? So this is a platform through which you as a person, you as an individual, a personality, you reach your best target segment, understanding very well that there are persons you are targeting. So how do you reach them? Where are they even? And the elements dependent on your career could be LinkedIn, could also be Behance, GitHub if you're a technical person like myself, Twitter if you're social savvy, and Upwork and the rest. Yeah. So let's go specifically into the section today, and our medium in focus is LinkedIn. So here's my profile before a couple of months ago. It's not so bad. It's not so bad. You can attest to it. And yeah, this is it. This is me now. And really, it's progressive. So I went a couple of months ago from about 8K followers to 15K followers. But more than what you see as the count here, the other things this profile on the right hand side has given to me. It has given me global job opportunities. It has given me awareness in the industry. It has given me a platform to reach as many talents as I can, and I'm also very widely sought out after by HRs and founders and all of that. So I mean, in this conversation, you will learn what changed. I'll do well to be granular with the details. This, if you're a technical person, would be, say, a front end, but there are things that went behind the scene to ensure that this front end gives me all of those goals I have mentioned earlier. So if this is you, not so bad, but yeah, you can get here. And when you're here, don't stop. There are things you still do progressively to get to all of the goals you can meet using the platform or the medium LinkedIn. The first thing you would see is a social proof by me to show you how amazingly this platform has given me offers, countless offers, from senior product management offers to founder requests to, I mean, just count them. And yeah, here you go. From even your top companies, they're poaching me. So over like the last 3 years, I've not had to actively apply for any role because LinkedIn finds one for me. Amazing, right? That can be you. All right. So let's go right into it. How did I gain relevance on LinkedIn that founders find me interesting, that HRs, that your popular celebrities on LinkedIn or your team leads want to work with me, right? First thing first, identify your goals. And this, I'd like to say, it's no different from what you would do on the 1st of January of every year, identifying what the goals for the year would. The same thing for LinkedIn. You come on the brand and you need to identify your goal. I'll share a story very quickly so you understand why there's need to be relevant, and then there's need to go through these 5-star processes. The starting out my career, I think the years 2016, 15, not sure now. I put up a post. At the time, I used to offer a service, that CV writing service. So I make this amazing post and I drop it on my active channels at the time, Facebook. So I get comments like, post this on LinkedIn, post this on LinkedIn. What's LinkedIn? I have no idea. So I then post on LinkedIn. That's my first ever comment. And just like you would guess, no conversions, no nothing. And that's the mistake I did, right? I'm selling without having established any authority to sell what I'm selling in that platform. So nobody recognizes me as someone that maybe they should buy anything from. You get me? So yes, I come to the platform and over time it gets boring and I go back, and then over time I come back. So it's like up and down swing kind of thing, and after some time I get hooked. It starts to make sense. I get some conversions, not so much. I do a little bit tweak here and there, and here we are. So yes, it's important to, number one, identify what your goals are, and they have to be very smart. So your goal could be getting 2 jobs requests every week on LinkedIn. It's possible. Your goals could be converting clients from your LinkedIn account to your business page. It could also be growing relevance or growing your sales volume. If you're a business person, by 100x in 3 months, it's very possible through LinkedIn. You could also be selling your book on LinkedIn and getting, it could also be like myself getting HRs, founders reach out to me, and also being able to share knowledge to rookies like I was back in the day, because I believe if I had that knowledge, it would not take so much time to hang around. And if you were like me in that era, this is a golden opportunity for you. Yes, you don't have to go back and forth. You just have to get these lessons and you'll be fine. So, yes, number two, identify your ideal audience. Not everyone is for you. So, you don't need to waste your time connecting and following everyone that just pops into your screen. There are persons I call ICP, or they call ICP. It's not my acronym. So, that's the ideal customer profile. This is a segment of the audience that wants, desires, needs what you're actually going to offer. So you're crafting this ICP and you're able to study them, learn their language, learn when they wake up. And I'm not even kidding. I am so intentional about when I put out a post. When this goes live, some of my followers would then realize that I'm so intentional about a particular hour clock. This is based on research, I would say, or the observation and metrics analysis, basically knowing fully well that here's when my audience, this is when they are most active on the platform, and I want a situation whenever they get on their phone, whenever they go to LinkedIn, before they begin their very busy part of the day, my post comes to their face, and yeah, that's how it gets interesting. So yes, number three, optimizing your profile. This is why we're having this conversation. Stay with me. Number four, craft a content distribution strategy. So what's content distribution strategy? Now on Monday I'm doing this, on Tuesday I'm talking about this, on Wednesday I'm engaging here, on Thursday this is what I'll be doing. So you have this splitted out so it doesn't get overwhelming, because if you don't have a strategy, it can really get overwhelming. And ultimately, I kept the best for the last. Maybe stay consistent. Stay inconsistent, because yeah, this is the good mind. I have a favorite quote by Will Smith. Is it? Yeah, he says where he gets his marker is that when you get on a treadmill with him, whatever happens, he's not getting down first, right? So consistency is what keeps you in the game longer than all your other competitors, because there's a wide competition in the space. So stay consistent to gain the relevance you desire. Let's go right into it. How do you even optimize your profile? And we'll stay practical at this point. The first thing you do is to have a professional profile photo. It shouldn't just be a casual photo like you would have on Twitter, TikTok. Yeah, it should really be professional. I have a consistent profile photo I've used over time, because it depicts my brand, the bold face and everything. So you would mostly see my graphics and you would see that photo showing. Yeah, it's me being very intentional over the years, and I'll go right into it. Yeah, so this is what my timeline looks like at the moment, and this is my profile. So when I say the first thing is profile picture, uh yeah, here is it. Well, here's a trick. When I want to upload anything on the internet, I do so well to uh, save the picture. For instance, let's get this image of me, and then I'm not just going to save it as random numbers. I have to be very intentional with the way I save it. I want people to find me with technical product manager. I want people to also identify me with a particular industry, edutech or consulting. I want people to also identify me as someone staying in Abuja. So when there is an edtech consulting request for a PM, I am found. So this is how I save most of my stuff, and you can save it somehow. So whenever I'm uploading a profile picture, whenever I'm uploading a random image, that backcrawler is in all those contents, right? It's more like bit of SEO, which would rightly discuss at the course of this conversation. The next bit of thing I do is to have a compelling headline, and here, this is it. It's There's no rule of thumb, but it should just be brief, concise, and spot on, right? Uh, I I I've seen a lot of headlines, and averagely it should just be 2 lines. There's no need of having everything packed into your headline. That's why you have a bio or summary page. So my headline shows my role. It shows how I do it, and maybe you can just show the persons you're targeting. But yeah, gives me lead product manager, and there you go. This is headline. This. So when I'm being searched for, or when a lead product manager is searched for, you would see me. This is the same thing that happens for an HR. For instance, I'm an HR or I'm a lead developer. I'm trying to search for a product designer on my team. So I would search product designer, and it would give me suggestions of product designers from everywhere. But I want to limit this to people in my location, people close radius than I am, and let's get that going. So I'm in Abuja, or let's say I'm in Lagos, right? So I can also keep it at people who are my first connection, second connection, and yeah. So these guys come out. For whatever reason, there are a million product designers out there, but because of many reasons, if you can see product designer on his headline, product designer on her headline, they are ranking with the search. So it's easy to just message Moses. Hi Moses. Hello Moses. I'm recruiting for a role. I'm recruiting for a product designer role in my company. Let me know if you are open for this conversation. I mean, that's where it begins. So Moses does not and send. Moses does not need to apply for any job, and an HR or a lead is reaching out to him. So yes, the next bit is custom URL. And if you saw this, that's a custom URL. How do you set that? It helps you avoid situations where people get to search for you and they have extra numbers and all of that. It makes the crawler strenuous. So let's go to custom URL. I go back to my profile, okay, and then on the top right hand side, you will have public profile and URL. So you click on it, it takes you to where you can edit anything you want to edit, and you just do well to take off if you have those numbers of strange figures, edit it, and then keep it as just your first and your second name. The next bit of thing we have to discuss is your information should be up to date and very accurate. I mean, you don't have to have left a job 5 years ago or 3 years ago, and that's the only job you have on your profile. So update your profile to have accurate job. I just began my working relationship with an amazing brand, and yeah, it's here, right? Any information or updates, it's the when I got my Korean, when it's I update my profile. So if you're meeting me, for every time you meet me, there's a new update I have, and that's how relevance is garnered. A strong summary, very, very important. Very, very important. This is, if your headline does not do it, it's never going to be enough for all of the amazing things you've done. So here's your about page, and then you can just go on to see what I have there. Yeah. So I introduce myself, and here's a trick. It's mostly going to be your summary or your headline that is going to come up when people search you on the internet. Let's do a quick test. Are you ready? All right. Search for yourself on Google. Search for your name. Search for your name first, and then you search for your industry. Let's see what the search result says. I did mine earlier, and this is it. So it pulls out, first thing it does is, this is an information that is in my about. And then this is my website. This is a couple of things I talked about. This is also an information in my about page. My book, you should get that copy, on Excellence Reflection, by the way, and my Medium and other pages. But it's always going to pull out content that you send to the internet. That's what people get to see. So it refers back to the conversation on value perception. Value perception is just what you give out. The more you give, it's the more people receive. So you give, and then they start, this guy's this. So it happens same with the internet. So right, you can have your about page. If it's not nice enough, I have a trick to recommend for you. Just go on to ChatGPT. Say, ChatGPT, hi, I want to. I'll give you a prompt. An experienced product manager, ChatGPT, and this is my current profile summary. However, it does not get me the job. It does not give me the HR in my DM. Can you make it better than it currently is? And then you will have your prompt answered. You do a few edits, because yes, you have to put that human touch to everything you do, and then you upload it. Yes. So this is, it would show an introduction of what I do. It would show the experience I've had in a brief. It would show the achievement and the skills, my interest, and my industries. It would also give you a call to action that, yeah, reach me. So just maybe everyone who has directly reached me via my mail got to see me here. Just maybe. So that's how I've gotten those jobs I've gotten. And I can then boldly say something like this: that LinkedIn helped me get this job. That LinkedIn helped me get this job, and all of the other jobs I've had to have. So let's go back to this. Your experience with achievements, like I've already said, but something very important. Number 7, professional connections. Please do not just connect at random. The 80-20 rule. It maybe just 20% of persons can help scale your career, but you have to be very, 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 very conscious of that number, right? Your friends can stay on maybe 10% or less, right? But then you have to connect professionally. You have to connect really broad with your industry. 2 kinds of persons I connect with the most: leads in the industry I am focused on, and then cross-field roles. So what I mean by cross-field roles is, as a product manager, I know very well, if I am not the first person getting on a role, the next role the next or the first persons that gets recruited for a role is more likely a product designer. So I am connecting with product designers, I'm connecting with senior software engineers and giving them content. I'm also connecting with technical recruiters, connecting with company founders as well. So more than just product managers all on my profile, I'm connecting with these cross fields. I'm very intentional at that. It's a it's a 14 grail thing. So let's go into what number 8 is: skills and endorsement. Yes. Should we talk about skills? Very true. Your skills has to be something in line with what you currently do. So please go on again to search on ChatGPT on Google. Ask ChatGPT, what are the core skills for this XYZ field? And then you get a list. You go train. It's very important to get trained before you display skills so that you do well. You get me? And when you have that skill, of course, if you work with a lot of persons who in your previous jobs have seen you exhibit these skills, both soft and technical skills, they can then endorse you for it. You're getting recommendations with your previous employees and your associates. Like I said earlier, you're identifying with the industry and cross fields rules. And how do you even identify with them? 11 says engage with content. So you just don't wake up in the morning and then you're posting, and after a while you wake up and then post. Engage with the content on your post, engage with the content on other person's posts, engage with the suggested content LinkedIn brings to your feed. It has a way of establishing your authority. If you just make a post once, you'll be seen once. But if you're also intentional about engaging with posts of others, for every time you drop a comment, people see value in your comment, in your content. That is not on your post, even on people's other person's posts. So it broadens your visibility, it broadens your value, it broadens your authority. And of course, don't stop with education. It's very important. Acquire the skills, get educated. The certifications that make you stellar for the industry you're positioning rightly for. And of course, optimize for SEO. Maybe because I have a background in marketing, SEO, search engine optimization, it has helped me. You know the thing I discussed with the picture thing? Yeah, that's technical SEO. And there are keywords that you would then use in your bio, in your header, the keywords you would use in your detailed section. So when you do these things, there are keywords you even use in the content you write, the hashtags. You kind of like make the internal backlinks to yourself, to the post you've made, or to post the authorities in the field has made. So it aligns you with that authority figure, yeah. And it keeps coming, and increases chances of you getting favored by the algorithm. But I'd always like to advise, do not write for the algorithm. Just get these steps right. Do your professional thing. Write uniquely. Share unique value. But while you're at it, know very well that you also need to engage with what others are posting and then be up to date with everything else, right? And yeah, this is very important. This is, I think, the most important part. Metrics that count. I mean, when I first came across LinkedIn, I was swamped with likes. Like, people will be getting 5,000 likes, and I'm like, when would I get there? So I have my first 100 likes, and I'm shouting. Yeah, it feels good, but come on, 100 likes, no goals reached, no conversions. I'm not selling any book. I'm not getting any DM from an HR. No founders reaching me. So it's just what I would say likes in futility. So these are vanity metrics. But yeah, here are metrics that count. Recall you did a goal crafting the last time. So you have to ensure that you over 3 months period, I have reached my goal of having this number of sales. and then that's something you can measure. You can also measure profile insights and analytics. Let me go quickly into it. So this is insights from the last 7 days. Let me take it further to say 14 days period, and wow, my post has done amazingly in 143% over the period. So it's engaging, it's engaging, it's getting the numbers, and this is something I also observe the impressions it is getting. But very specifically, I try to track the excuse me, I try to track posts that are top performing, and this helps me learn what I did well, both the top performing posts and the low performing posts. So it makes me understand that okay, if I make it this way, if I shorten this, if I put it this way, if I have a CTA this way, it would get the reach of the audience I want. Speaking of audience, because it's very important, you're not just targeting random people. Our matrix helps me tell that, like I said, the persons consuming my content are product managers, founders, CEOs, software engineers, project managers. Designers should be somewhere. They are my best friends. Just kidding. It can also help me tell the locations of persons uh, seeing my posts, consuming my posts, and since I'm in Lagos, since I'm in Nigeria, sorry, I have Lagos, stop it, and then Abuja, UK, because of work most likely, and the other locations. I can also see the industries of persons who are engaging most with my posts. So this helps me kind of like tweak my content to not my convenience, not my comfort zone, but them, right? I've established value authority up until this stage, so it's not just me waking up in the morning to do what I feel just chill about. It has to do with me being intentional, knowing fully well that there is an HR, there is a founder, there's a product mentee that gets to see my post. So that's why most times I put up a post and someone is like, you wrote this for me. Wow, this is really timely. Wow, this, yeah, that's the magic. So going right into the third thing, conversions rate. So whatever your sales cards were, you knowing fully well that you've achieved these rates, it's very very important. Industry recognition. At the moment, I think I'm garnering a lot of recognitions from Africa and the industry. I This can also be a goal you track. I was recently recognized as a top 20 influential person in West Africa. Connect like that. Also widely recognized as rising talent in African's product community, and it keeps coming. So yeah, this recognition is like an encouragement that I see your work. I know you're doing so good. Keep going. That kind of thing. So yeah, and it makes me understand that you can, like Tunde Onokoya would say, you can do anything great from even the smallest of places. So started local, but I'm going global. You get me? And then, of course, profile reach and shares. Shares, because if you read my post and then share it, it means that you just did not find it very interesting for yourself. You went more than that. You think your friends, your 10,000, 20,000 other friends need to read this from this guy. So yes, that's a metric that you can track. That's more than the likes, more than the other impressions, that your profile is getting shared by this authority in the field. And yeah, that's something very massive. So in conclusion, because I needed to track this for last 30 minutes, go view. View is just one of my favorite words, and an acronym that I would say offer value consistently. Recall I said be consistent, because first month, second month, third month, first year could just be a blow, but keep going, keep going. your value is getting seen as much as you can tell. So just keep going consistently. Don't give up. Don't give up. Just keep going. Wake up again. Post another one. Yeah. Post again. Just share value. Share value. Share value, and then you start to gain value. You start to gain the jobs. You start to scale your career from where it is to where it's ought to be, and be unique. Um, yeah, it's very important. Be unique while at it. I have someone tell me that when he sees a post, he does not need to see the name. He knows who is posting. It felt good. So it's my voice, it's my tone, and I mean tone in writing, and just be unique. And then three, very important, be engaging. The more you engage with persons in your industry, with persons in your field, with persons in cross fields, with persons on LinkedIn, with authority figures and all of that, sharing value to their network. It's not just limited to your friends. Their friends, they'll get to see you. And for references, I have put here sites you can go to. Go now. Resume worded, and all you have to do is click your check your LinkedIn PDF folder and your PDF review, sorry, and then put it here. And if you have a score lesser than 80, it tells you that your LinkedIn profile needs a review. Yeah, and there's also aeration, one of the AI tools I love. So you can also take your profile social selling index. It tells you how much you rank with a social score, and of course 80 should just be your benchmark. And lastly, second but last, top target industry profiles. Starting out in the space, I had product managers I admired, I had leads in the industry. So what I'd advise you do is just to get a list of them, and you're not competing with your leads, of course, but you're admiring them, you're aspiring to be like them. But as much as you aspire, at some point you become their competitors, because they give the template and then just go on to doing uniquely better. That makes sense, yeah.